Have you ever stayed in something you didn't even like anymore just because you'd already put so much into it? A relationship that's been almost working for years, a job that's draining you, a subscription you never use, a project that keeps eating your weekends, and the thought that keeps you stuck is always the same. I can't quit now. I've invested too much. That sentence feels responsible, mature, rational, but it's actually a bug. It's called the sunk cost trap, the tendency to keep investing in something just because you've already invested in it. And here's the key idea that most people say they understand, but don't feel. Past costs are gone. They can't be recovered, so they should not control what you do next. Only the future should. So why does this trap work so well on smart people? Because your brain isn't just doing math, it's protecting your identity. Here's the trap in one clean question. The question that exposes sunk cost instantly. If I hadn't started this yet, would I start it today? If the answer is no, and you keep going anyway, that's sunk cost in action. Now let's make this real. There's a famous field study by psychologists Hal Arkus and Catherine Bloomer. People bought season tickets to a theater. Some paid full price. Some got discounts. The surprising result? The people who paid more attended more plays. Not because they enjoyed them more, but because they felt a stronger need to get their money's worth. Paying more didn't increase enjoyment. It increased commitment. Your brain sees an unrecovered cost and tries to repair the feeling of waste by doubling down. That's why gyms love annual plans. That's why subscriptions are designed to be forgotten. That's why non-refundable pushes you to show up even when you don't want to. Not because it's good for you, but because it reduces the pain of feeling wasteful. And sunk cost isn't just about money. The most dangerous sunk costs are time, effort, reputation, and identity. Money is easy to count. Time is emotional. Effort becomes pride. Reputation becomes fear. And identity becomes a cage. That's why sunk cost hits hardest in relationships. I gave my best years. In careers. I studied for this. I can't switch now. In startups and big projects. We're almost done. We can't stop. Even in friendships. We've known each other forever. Notice what all of these have in common. They are not transactions. They're stories. And your brain will protect the story, even when the story is harming you. Psychologically, sunk cost isn't one bias. It's a bundle of forces pulling in the same direction. Loss aversion. Quitting makes the loss feel real. Continuing lets you pretend it's temporary. Self-justification. If you quit, you have to face a brutal thought. Maybe I was wrong. Consistency pressure. Quitting can feel like betraying your past self. Continuing feels like loyalty. Even when loyalty is destroying you. And there's one more force people underestimate. Ownership pride. When you build something, you value it more. The more effort you put in, the harder it is to admit it's not worth it. Now here's the most dangerous part. Sunk cost doesn't just keep you stuck. It often makes the outcome worse. Because when people feel trapped, they don't just stay. They escalate. More time, more energy, more emotional investment, all to finally make it work. A bad decision doesn't stay bad. It grows teeth. Even governments fall for this. The Concorde project kept being funded long after profitability looked bleak, in part because too much had already been invested. If entire governments can fall for sunk cost, so can you on a Tuesday night, staring at a text thread. So how do you break the trap? Here's the rule. Decide like an investor, not like a historian. A historian asks, what happened? An investor asks, what happens next? Ignore what's already spent. Compare only two futures. The future if you continue. The future if you stop and redirect your resources. That's it. And if you want the fastest possible test, here it is again. If I hadn't started this yet, would I start today? If the answer is no, and you're still in it, that's the sunk cost trap. Next episode: the accidental invention you use every day without realizing it.